Do I live in a beautiful New York City apartment? Yes. Did I just get back from an amazing trip on a yacht? Yes. One might think because of where I live and extravagant vacations that I either was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, or I made out in the divorce, or maybe one might think I am entitled or privileged or just lucky. But today I am going to set the record straight, and I'm going to set the record straight because of the video that I put out earlier this week about the biggest mistake I made during my divorce. Welcome to my colorful life after a great divorce. My name's Regan, also known as the Easy Ex-Wife, and on this channel we talk all about divorce, dating, living in New York City, and living your best life after the age of 50. And speaking of New York City, we are in beautiful Bryant Park today. It is 70 degrees and absolutely gorgeous out. Okay, so let's get right into the topic. And one of the reasons I did want to talk about it is because I mentioned in that video that just the subject of spousal support might ruffle some feathers, and it did. I would say 99% of the comments from you guys were so nice, so supportive, but of course there was one or two that were not quite as nice, even though I did say to give me some grace in the comments because I knew that I made this big mistake. Anyway, I just wanted to address the issue of spousal support. Some of you might know it as alimony. I don't know what they call it in all the states, but I just want to clear up that if I was the one that made more money during our marriage, then he would be entitled to spousal support, and I would be 100% totally fine giving that to him. And it's because when you have children, maybe things would be different if we didn't have kids, but when you have kids, one person in the marriage usually has to put some parts of their life on hold. And that was me. So my degree's in exercise physiology. I have been working all my life. I started working at a bagel shop in 7th grade, and I continued to work because I know that was another hot topic. Like, why should he have to work and support me? Why don't I go out and get a job? Well, hello, dude. I know the person who wrote this probably had good intentions, but it kind of stung a little bit because I've been working my ass off. And yeah, I do have a job, and there has, like my ex, there has not been a point where I didn't have a job. Even when I was pregnant, I taught classes up until 2 days before my first child was born. And I went back to work, I think about 6 weeks later. Granted, it was part-time, but I have been working my ass off for a very, very long time. Now, for sure, getting married and having kids changed my career path a little bit. I knew I was always going to be in the fitness industry because that is what my degree is in. But what I always wanted to do was go back for my master's degree, which is what I'm doing now at 57 years old. Now, had I been able to do it in my 20s, right out of college, I probably would have. And who's to say I wouldn't have gone on to get my PhD in my early 30s? Now, would that have changed the trajectory of my career? Absolutely. Would that have put me in a different financial state? Absolutely. But trust me, I know just having your master's or even getting your PhD does not guarantee you financial success, But in my case and in my industry, it would have opened up a lot of doors for me. I've even noticed, like just now that I mentioned to people that I'm getting my master's in health sciences and nutrition, it just gives me a little bit more credibility. So did I put my career on hold when I got married and had kids? I absolutely did. Was it worth it? 100 billion%. I love my boys so much. And you know what? Some would say I had a failed marriage, but the time we were married, a lot of it was really, really good. Basically what I'm saying is, you know, I did put things on hold to have kids, and I do understand out there that some people would think why would I be entitled to spousal support? But it makes a little bit more sense when you think about how you do have to put some things on hold when you have children. And listen, I wasn't even a full-time stay-at-home mom. I had help. In fact, my ex worked from home. When my first boy was turning 1, oh, there goes the carousel. When my first boy was turning 1, that's when my ex shifted to work at home. And so he, you know, was very, very fortunate to be able to, you know, run out of his office when, you know, my son was taking his first steps. And he saw all those first time moments that a lot of the breadwinners or the person who's working outside the home, whether it's the dad or the mom, don't get to see. So he was really, really fortunate to be able to experience all those amazing little joys of having kids. So yes, I think that our divorce was pretty fair. Did I make that big mistake going uncontested and not having a lawyer look at the documents? I absolutely did. But again, I'm not going to beat myself up over that. All I can do is move forward. And I know some of you guys had questions on, you know, if he lost his job or quit his job, is he going back to work? And I do know that situation, and I'm just not going to share that at this time. Someone also asked, well, if he's not working, how could he pay you spousal support anyway? Well, you know, yes, I live in this amazing apartment in New York City. He lives in an absolutely gorgeous home in Park City, Utah. And I would never want him to sell the house, like that's where he's living. But there were some savings accounts that I just didn't even ask to split. Could I have asked to split them? Yes. Had we gone, oops, I almost dropped my mic. Had we gone contested and had lawyers, would I have gotten that? Probably, but maybe not. So I don't know, and I will never know. Did I make out better going uncontested or not? So at this point, you know, I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm just going to move forward, do whatever I have to do. I've got really exciting goals. I now have, you know, these actual financial goals because I would love to make the amount of money that he was giving me monthly. And I know I can do that. And I'm a hard worker already. I'm just going to keep working hard. And if I never do make that money, I still will be okay. I've got a financial advisor and everything is lined up for me for years to come. But it would be nice to have a little bit more income coming in. So to answer those questions I mentioned in the beginning of the video, was I born with a silver spoon in my mouth? I absolutely was not. Both my parents worked their whole lives, not their whole lives. I mean, my dad retired at 65 and my mom retired probably a little bit before then. But they were really, really hard workers, and they instilled that in me and my brothers. And I can say the same for my ex's parents. I mean, his mom did not work, but his dad was a very hard worker. And I think that's one of the reasons my ex has always been such a hard worker, which I completely admire. And I know he admires that I am a hard worker as well. And as far as the extravagant yacht vacation, most of you out there know that I was gifted this. I have friends, it's a couple, and they are very, very wealthy. He started a business that was extremely successful. And for their birthdays, they wanted to take a group of their best friends on this yacht vacation, all expenses paid. I did pay for my plane tickets, but that was it. If it wasn't for these friends, I would not be traveling on yacht vacations. And so I feel really, really fortunate and so, so thankful and grateful for these friends. And one of the things that was really cool about the vacation was it was not a bunch of like hoity-toity rich people. Even my friends who have all this money, you would never know it. They are like the most unpretentious people that I know. And all the people that they invited on this trip, completely unpretentious, all kinds of different jobs, and you know, from truck drivers to school teachers. And as far as being privileged, entitled, or lucky, I would say privileged, absolutely. Entitled, I don't feel like I am an entitled person. I know what our contract said, our divorce settlement, and yes, I am entitled to, you know, what it said in black and white. And then as far as lucky, you know, I don't really believe in luck. I believe in working really, really hard for what you want, and that's exactly what I've done, and I will continue to do that. And I always joke with my clients because I'm never going to stop seeing them. I'm definitely not going to turn 30, what's the age, 65, and stop seeing my clients. No, we will be training until our 80s. So yeah, I will always have some sort of income, and I will keep working because I love it. I mean, I guess I feel a little lucky, I use that term loosely, that I do have a job that I love, but at the same time, you know, I thought long and hard about this when I was younger. I actually started school as to get a degree in business, and then I shifted over to exercise physiology. So I guess a little luck was involved there, but yeah. All right, so I don't know what else to say about spousal support. I'm not trying to get anyone on my side, but I'm just telling you how I feel about it. And yeah, it totally makes sense. There is a reason why there is spousal support, because I mean, I'm sure it's different if you don't have children, but you do put some things on hold when you decide to have children. But so worth it, because those little nuggets, they're not even little nuggets anymore, they're just big men. I just adore them so much. They're coming to visit soon, and I can't wait. You guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I'll give you a little tour of Bryant Park so that you can see the rest of it on this beautiful, beautiful day. I'm gonna head to Zara, which is right across the street, and return a little jacket that I bought. And then I'm gonna go to Whole Foods. There's one just right over there. And then I'm gonna be heading home to snuggle with Fiona. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much. I appreciate your support so much. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and why not smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. That's all I've got for you. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, my outfit. Let me show you. Okay, you're probably thinking, how embarrassing for me, but you know what? You see people filming in New York City all the time, so I'm actually not that embarrassed. But you guys have seen this outfit. This is the outfit that I wore when I first got to Split, Croatia. I have it on with the same cute little sneakers. It's got the big long slits up the side. It's terry cloth, so it's great for this kind of weather. It's actually like just a great transitional dress. So that's it. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.